I don't know what made the dinging noise.
Did you get an email?
Apparently, I've got my notifications turned on somewhere. And if that happens, I'll throughout the show. I apologize. Hey, Thomas, how are you doing? Everybody, welcome.
Friday Eve. I couldn't be any more ready for a Friday than I am this week.
I heard an echo.
Uh-oh.
We are professionals here. We've Friday
Eve must be the podcast.
Fixed, everybody. Nobody touch anything. It's working right now. Oh man, it's been a long day.
It has been a long, dramatic, intense day for so many.
You told me a little bit off air. Work is busy. Yeah. Busy. I've really worked you overtime with everything on chat as well today. It's been a little wild.
Epic timing, because it was one of my most wild work days I've had in a while. And then the live stream was doing its thing.
Go figure. That's good. Have you had a break at all? Have you had dinner?
No dinner yet. No. After work, I love walking down to get the mail. Our community has one of those shared mailboxes. You know, there's like 15 of them. Got to walk down and open up. So I love to walk down and get the mail. It's my peace time. I come back, sift through the mail, and then I feed the ducks, which you've seen the videos of over and over and over and over.
Yep.
So they came, they had dinner. That was fun. And then Mrs. Weatherwatch loves Amazon, like loves it. And so that equates to like hundreds of cardboard boxes in the garage.
If the Amazon truck has to back up at your house to make a delivery, you know there's a problem.
So a dolly is used several times a week. I will say that. So lots and lots of cardboard. So tomorrow's trash day here. So I put on some gloves and broke down cardboard boxes and got them all in the bin. And then, then it was time for sound check. So we're here.
Yeah. I feel bad. I ate. My neighbor across the street, talk about Southern hospitality. He just knocks on the door. He doesn't ask or anything. He's like, and he's got 2 hot plates full of, and he made, we had coleslaw, fresh, like homemade coleslaw. We had catfish bites, fries, seasoned fries, and hush puppies. And he's like, here you go. I was just cooking. Thought you might want some. I'm like, oh, nom, nom, nom. Yes, thank you. And I finished my plate. I'm sorry, I finished hers. My kids won't eat the catfish or anything. She finished hers, and then he came over and said, I saw you finished it, so I brought you some more catfish. See if you're still hungry. And it's like steaming hot, just straight. It's like my own personal waiter.
So how's the diet going?
Great. I think this fits in the no, it doesn't fit.
I'm assuming that catfish bites are fried because no one eats
everything
catfish.
Fried.
Yeah,
everything but the coleslaw is fried.
Well,
coleslaw doesn't have much in it that's good for you either.
No, just globs of mayonnaise, just perfect, just to wash it down. Oh, that sounds really good. You're kind of giving me some ideas now for dinner, but I don't know. Podcast nights are always different because I'm an hour behind you, so I'm typically cooking dinner about now during the week. But Mrs. Weatherwatch is off doing some business that she's got to handle. Our daughter wanted some Chick-fil-A, so I went ahead and had it door dashed so she could get some food in the belly. So sometimes it's some leftovers or make some eggs, or it's, hey, we got taquitos or egg rolls in the freezer. I'll just warm them up real quick and then stuff ourselves and then go to bed.
Do you know how to make an egg roll?
A real egg roll?
Do you know how to make an egg roll?
Oh. We're starting already. I like it.
Oh, man.
No.
Well, food is a big part of my life. Probably a bigger part of my life than it should be, if my doctor has anything to say on it. But man, this morning, my youngest son, wakes me up and he gives me a big hug. And he's amazing. He like gets up and he cannot get out of bed until he's got dressed. So it's like his feet hit the floor and he's looking for his clothes. I need to change my night clothes and change my day clothes. And he's just that's his process.
Okay.
goes downstairs to the kitchen, gets out everything we need for omelets. He gets out the eggs, gets out the salt, the pepper, the griddle, the mixing the eggs. And then he comes to me, he's like, Dad, I'm ready for my omelet. Like, he would make it himself if I would let him, but he's like, so I made omelets. That's why I was thinking about eggs after you said egg roll, but food.
No burnt little fingers. Food, the foundation of the Recovery Addict channel.
Okay, sorry, you said burnt fingers. I'm not sure if Mrs. Aria is gonna be mad at me for this, but yesterday she was trying to clean up. She's very clean in the kitchen. The kitchen is her area that you can't have a messy kitchen. If there's a messy kitchen and we're going on vacation, we're not going on vacation till the messy kitchen is clean, because she's not coming home from vacation to a messy kitchen. Okay, and that's good. So she's cleaning up. The kids have been making toast, and when the kids make toast, they toast an entire loaf of bread just as fast as they can and just eat it, because my kids, they believe the whole loaf of bread has to be eaten at once. But so they've been using the toaster and toasting toast. It's one of those vertical toasters, pop up the bread. Mrs. Aria went to put it away.
It's full of crumbs.
No. Well, yes, but not that. It was scalding hot.
Oh, no.
To grab the toaster, like normal people do, I guess, with her hand, like in the middle where the bread goes. I don't know how it happened, but palm of her hand hit the middle, okay, right where the between all the hot things. Sizzle immediately.
Oh, no.
So cold water, aloe vera, everything. The burn's fine. She's all right. I'm good. But she was outside. She was looking at her hand in the sunlight. She noticed there are letters on her hand, and it says hot. It burned her hand with where it says hot.
She branded herself with the toaster.
And then she burned herself again this afternoon, making fries for the kids.
No.
So it's been a bad day. So
I'm not going to complain about my day anymore. I haven't been branded, and I haven't burned myself cooking dinner for my kids yet.
But ironically, we don't let the kids use some of our kitchen gear so they don't get burnt. That's why.
The old "don't do what I do."
They say, not what I do.
That's it.
I'm not sure if I've been ignoring chat. I've missed. I see that there are a couple memberships. Some of these might have come in while we were still live, but it looks like Sheila became a new YouTube member. Jane Steele became a new member. Thank you very much. Kayla Holt, also Mercedes. I think all those were on the other show we'd opened already. And then Aaron Patterson. Yay, happy Friday Eve. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate that. 9 months of support from Aaron Patterson. That's awesome. No, I'm sorry, chat. I just realized that I have not been on the right screen to see what you're saying. So everybody who said something to me, just go ahead and put it in chat again. I promise I'll read it. or Thomas will. One of us.
One of us will, for sure. I just had a friend text. Are you guys live? Are you going live? Send a link. So I got to send this off to him real quick.
Send the StreamYard link and let him jump on board with us. Just be like, surprise, you didn't know your camera was going to turn on. You're not part of this show.
Might not be ideal.
No.
But we got that sorted off. I'm glad someone out of the few that watched things were funny. we always question after the show, were they laughing with us or at us? Did it matter? It really doesn't matter. So red pen. We don't brings up a good point, a good reminder. The gifts, the gifted memberships.
I think that's something I have to do on my side. So let's see.
Yep.
We'll do it now. Well, the numbers are low. Make sure your gift setting is turned on if you want to gift. So if you type !gifts, if somebody's done it already, that would be great. !gifts, then watch in chat. There's going to be a response that says, click this link and make sure your settings turn on. You click the link and make sure the sliders move to the right on your screen, which I believe I just went to the left. So it would be like the other right.
Do that, and then
You're right. Whichever right is right for you, you're right. So we'll make sure it's turned on. Let me see if they've hopefully they've updated. Let's see.
Your luck, it comes out on the 2nd of every month for the refresh, and so everyone's going to be disappointed. We've got a pause in the action.
My wife took my phone, and I don't know. I have to do the purchase on the phone, or else it won't work. Okay.
Well, in the midst of looking for gifted memberships, Krista went ahead and just gifted a membership right out the gate.
Or we could do that.
We're just going to Congratulations, Tara McGowan, gifted a membership by Krista. Krista, thank you so much. Let's see, we've got a few funneling in. I can see the watch counts going up just a little bit here.
Is it working?
That's funny. AWOL. I have done this so many times. AWOL podcast says, I forgot I left Recovery Addict channel live on my iMac this afternoon, walked into my house hearing voices. So it's so funny. I will do this on
Working.
my studio slash my work area is upstairs in my little studio. So I'll be downstairs doing something. And I think, oh, I need to, before the night's over, I need to go in and check a work email or see what's going on. And I will hear Daryl Brooks coming down the stairs from Judge Doro's
Good old
now playing and that trial's on. And all I can hear is Daryl Brooks playing. And I'm like, no, so I'll run up and turn it off or something completely different. It's funny. I think my playlist quite frequently follows your playlist of what comes on when streams end.
It's funny how it works. It's it sees we spend a lot of time together. They're like, oh, they must like. Scott watches Judge Doro every day at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, keep talking for a second. Is this?
Let's see. We've got the gift linked on. Let me see. Here we go. Here's the link we're talking about. If you don't have gifts enabled, make sure you click that link and hit the little slider, like Scott said, to the right. For you guys that might be going left. But as we're talking, M. Young gives a membership that comes on out. I went to Crystal, and then we've got another one from
I found the button. I found the button. It wasn't there. I'm like, I guess YouTube did away with it. But if everybody's ready, we're going to give the gifts right now.
All right.
We've got about just under 400 people. So your odds are better now than during the day. So do we have like a drum roll sound? Do you have any drum rolls? I don't think I have a drum roll.
I have laughter. That's about it.
The closest I've got is like that's very little roll. It's a drum, a lot of drum, but no.
I just put 3, 2, 1 in chat.
Okay, here it goes. First 5 going out right now. There they went. I think that was it.
Yep. All right. Matthew P. Regina Crawford. It's going fast. I got to go back. Waffles and True Crime. Love the name. And Sierra Woogler. And there's one more. JM. Oh, JM.
I'm going to do another 5. We're not done yet. Here we go.
5 more coming.
5. Cross your fingers. Here they go.
There they go. Perfect. Philip Mitchell. Deanna.
D-Nice. Debbie Rose and Swoosie. Sweet.
Bam. 10 memberships, just like that.
And now 10 people are like, well, I got what I wanted. I'm out. Thank you.
Go watch Law Talk with Lumber or something else. See you in the morning.
That's awesome. Congratulations. We give those out the first podcast of every month. We give away 10 memberships as long as YouTube lets us. So that is awesome. Wonderful to have you. And apparently, yeah, we got a few more people. Gabby Gabs gave 5 as well, right at the same time I did. So we almost missed that as well.
Catch that long change. She's going to go over and fix 80s. Set it because 80s just gets whiffed every single. There's something going on there. Conspiracy.
What's with this music of the 80s? Who hates dad jokes? What's that? Prune that name down to like right after the 80s part.
There might be a trend.
We're never going to do a poll on that and see, because I think we do dad jokes regardless of whether you want them or not.
100%.
It's sort of like weather. Bad weather, it comes. You don't have to like it or want it. It'll be there regardless.
I know. I've been rethinking my hobby as of late. It's been detrimental to my mental health with the personal attacks. It's just been rough. But the Southwest is just getting bombarded and flooded, and it's crazy. You saw it today in mod chat. Tish is like, "Weather watch, I'm getting hail. Can you please stop this?" It's
talked about this before. Why is this happening?
It's like the most hated profession in the world. I'm like, sounds like the most amazing hobby I could do for no compensation. Sign me right up.
Everyone's always mad at you. I mean, because when the weather's good, they're not like, "Hey, I need to send a note to the weatherman and say thank you." They're like, "No, I'm at the beach."
Yeah, that's what he said with all his fancy data, so it should be. The expectations are real and they're high. Oh, and then I'm always getting request. Here we go. I'm always getting requests. There's no Regina Crawford says, "I want snow in PA." I'm trying all I
Small.
can, but it's a long, long
You-
haul from North Texas for me to make that happen.
By the time it gets to you, it's melted.
Yeah.
No, where there's snow around, in some areas, right? Some people are still getting snow.
A lot. The Northeast has had a bunch as of late, but really the Northern Plains have been bombarded. Where we were on our ski trip to in northern central Colorado, they got hammered with snow. Um, but I know Minnesota, they started late and then they ended up getting quite a bit of snow. I know they're low for seasonal average. Cachette will correct me if I'm wrong on that or not, but I believe they're low for seasonal average, but they have had snow. Um, but
Who's been
what's
who's got like the most like abnormally high snow drifts? No, go out and drive. It's this is the wrong season for you to want to leave your house. Who's got that much snow right
uh,
now?
so at the very moment, nobody really, but the Northern Plains really kicked off the winter with that. So like South Dakota, Nebraska got hit really, really hard at one point in time, and then even falling down into Kansas. Kansas got a week or two ago got hit really, really, really hard. So it's Cachette. Here we go. So we had a blizzard in Halloween. It's been dry since. So it's funny. A lot of the most known snow areas have not had quite as much snow, but the Northeast has probably been the most consistent this winter with snowfall and getting their snow, which I think they're supposed to get some more this weekend, I believe. Uh,
They're used to it though. Like the Northeast, they always get snow.
yeah,
You go south somewhere where the people they've read about it on the internet, and you get snow down there, like a good snowfall, and like everything shuts down. It's like the world's coming
100%.
to an end. Hopefully, you bought enough food to live through the zombie apocalypse, which is sure to follow. And
Always,
and,
always.
and no plows in sight, zero.
Yep, that's right. Who does have plows that run frequent, but not really since Halloween. Minnesota does a really, really cool thing with their plows. And I'll be curious for those in Minnesota in chat if they know about this or if they even participated. So the state of Minnesota has just over 800 snow plows statewide. What was
A
Karen
lot,
said? Is a
ridiculously.
spring roll and egg roll? Do carrots run the show? Also hot dogs. Okay. Now we're gonna stir up chat.
Fucking violence everywhere. Coffee and Crime just gifted 5 memberships as well. It's tradition.
So Cachette knows. Cachette, do you participate? What they do is the state allows you to enter into a naming of the snow plows competition. You get to every year you submit a name, so they'll name their plows, and I think it's super cool. And I had no idea why Amber's quitting, but I had no idea this existed. And so,
Thanks, Amber. It was good while it lasted.
yeah, quick
No,
timeout can
you
solve
would
that.
you would think government agencies would have learned by now not to turn things over to popular vote, especially when it goes in the naming category. Hasn't this gone
Well,
wrong many, many times before?
so what's funny, it's the response in the first year of the contest, which I don't have the data when it started, was overwhelming with 24,000 submissions and 122,000 votes were casted to name snowplows. It says participation has dropped over the years, but still remains strong with about 8,000 submissions for the latest comments. So switching over to their names, it's actually comical, and I think it's just so great. The submissions for these, so these are in order for this year of what got the top votes.
This is
Okay,
the ranking. Okay.
this is the ranking. So the number one name for the snowplow this year was Taylor Drift. Got number one. Got 12,000 votes. She's popular right
Did
now.
you tweet it out? Did you tweet out to her fans and said, "Hey, it'd be awesome if you guys just voted for me for name a snowplow after me up in Minnesota.
I
That
don't
would be
think she
cool."
did, but I think Travis
Like,
Kelsey
gift
did
me.
for her.
Yeah.
But number two is Clark Bliswald.
Yeah.
Then you've got Dolly Plowton. Uh, and then there's a foreign language in there that I can't pronounce, but it got the fourth most votes. But it means Dakota. It's a Dakota word for snowplow.
All right.
I can't read up on it. But number five is Beyond Sleigh, which I
This is
kind of
good.
want. And then You're Killing Me Squalls.
These guys are creative.
They're good. And then we've got Fast and Furious.
They've been McFlurious.
And then Barbie's Dream Plow is number 8. And that's where they've highlighted.
They'd have to paint that one pink.
100%. And then the guy that is assigned to that plow is like, oh, dang it. And then there's much more. There's or I gotta do this right. Oh, for sleet's sake.
Gotta be careful. Some of
Yeah.
these.
Alice Scooper, just scraping by. Every day I'm shoveling was another one. I came, I thawed, I conquered. Who let the plows out? We've got best in snow. Don't flurry, be happy.
These are great.
Oh, snow, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did. There needs to be a response that goes with no. I can't think of one.
It goes on and on and on, and it just some of the ones that didn't really make it up there are equally as funny.
The problem is, it's like 31 flavors at Baskin Robbins. They're great flavors that no one's going to try because there are just too many choices, and nobody gets that far down the list.
You're exactly right. And so some of the prior winners, not on the list because these are previous years. The list I just said was this year, are great too. So you've got Darth Blader, you've got Blizzard of Oz, and then you've got Scoop Dog for some of the prior. I think that's the coolest thing. It's so creative to do something like that.
Yeah. Hey.
So it's really cool. It says the response in Minnesota has prompted states and cities across the country to hold similar contests to name snowplows, from Alaska down to California, Ohio, and Massachusetts. I think it's really fun when you can do something as innocent and as fun as that to just involve community and get people involved and get around it, and the creative juices get flowing. And here we are talking about it on the Not Relevant podcast. So it's a perfect fit.
Didn't they do this, like NASA do this with like one of the rooms in like the space station or something?
Was it a space?
Like Spacey McSpace something was the winner, or it was it was one of those meme names.
I think you're right.
Spacey McSpace Face or something was the winner of the and NASA's like, we can't do that. It's like, look, this is why we don't have a straight democracy, guys. We're representative, we're a democratic republic. Okay, we choose our representatives; they vote for us. They filter out the bad stuff.
Yes,
and we this is why we can't have nice things, really, because we will name it,
Scoop Dog.
Scoop Dog, which I thought was actually pretty good.
I thought it was great. Oh, it's just fun to see the creativity. And it kind of reminds me of chat, honestly. When you do your daily show and you're streaming and the comments that come in from people that are so witty and so creative, it's like, holy cow.
This is like the most highest educated and funniest group in the world.
Yeah, people are brilliant. It's so fun to see it on display, right? Because we're so used to our own personal bubbles in our groups of people that we get used to and where we're at. And now you're exposed to like a chat today, and there's 4,000 people there, and people are submitting funny
clicking on chats over here on the wrong screen. There's some funny ones here. You guys haven't been seeing them. I've been clicking on them. Let's see.
Oh, you've been clicking YouTube and stuff.
Heather N on the wrong screen. I need to not watch that one. It's easier to read. But Heather N said, I'm proud to be an American. All right, here. There was. I'm so proud to be an American.
It's a great one.
Donna Adams says, I had a ski boat once named Dragon Behind. That's one of the challenges. You have to name a boat if you have one.
Oh my gosh. There's a page out there from like dad memes of dad meme boat names. And it's not all of which are are family orientated, but there are some great ones. In fact, did you just Google it? Is that what I just saw you doing right there?
No, I'm looking at something else. Trying to find something I was looking at earlier, but it's gone. I mean, I was going to look up some creative boat names, but that ship has sailed. So,
I like big boats, and I cannot lie. I mean, right out the gate.
Oh, man.
Seize the day, spelt Seas, S-E-A-S. Let's see, another
Catch
one.
it says our pontoon is legit named Playboy, like buoy. Play buoy.
So, how about Unsinkable the Second?
It just begs the question, what happened with the other one?
What happened to the first? Oh, another I love this one. She Got the House.
It's probably like a little rowboat. Like, oh, man.
I mean, there's so many you can go on and you search it. We'll leave that for another show or just for the audience to go down that rabbit hole. But there's so many. I have not seen She Got the House. I like that one a lot. Um, and then I guess I'll finish with this one. It's That's What C Said. I mean,
That's
yeah,
always appropriate. Yep. So that's a good one.
it fits almost everywhere.
Man.
Oh
And
gosh.
the names, you can do the same thing with, like, there are even street names out there that just like they named it what? You know,
Yeah, 100%.
somebody has to put this on their address day in and day out. Like, I live here. That's the name of the road, and they're like, no, 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 put your real address. No, that's it. That's check the map.
Which it almost reminds of an article I almost put in today, and it was in regards to the Department of Transportation based out of Arizona discussing how many custom license plate uh, applications they had to deny. And then it gave a list of the denials of them in there. And it's like, oh boy, there's a lot. I didn't put it in this one. I might do it in maybe next week or the week after. I just saw a few of the others and decided to go a different route. But it's comical. And I know because I've had friends apply for custom plates. I got denied. There's no way.
Have
And
you ever thought that would get through?
and then some of them do. And you're going, how did that get through? But this one, so they obviously have multiple people checking these plates, and someone is smart enough to catch these, and someone else wasn't, because that's the only way they get through.
I've got to grab this one really quickly. Yeah, you grabbed it. All right, did you get my package to help with the stream? I got a package today. My son has stolen them. They were googly eye glasses that you can like put on so you still have your eyes open, so I couldn't sleep. I need something to help with the snoring. That's the problem, because that will disrupt the stream. I can sleep with my eyes open, but the snoring is a dead giveaway. Thank you. I'm young. He loves them, by the way. I don't think I'll ever get them back. But
Oh, that's pretty funny. Perfect. So you gave me some news today about the Airbnb.
I did. Yes, we've got our first renter. He wants it for like 90 days, something like that. We told him we're not interested. So.
Yeah, of course not.
No, we just wanted to fix it up and have an Airbnb. We didn't want actual people to come and stay in it.
We just wanted to have something to talk about when
Clean
you
it
get kicked out.
Restock the toilet paper and everything else, and it's just such a hassle. It's such a hassle. We're really excited. We're hoping.
So is he a traveling nurse? Is this the first get go of that? Or because I know you said you might have to waiver, but maybe not. Or
He found it on our nurse website. Like it's just a website that's like 99.999% of the users are traveling nurses. And this guy's like, yeah, I'm a contractor. I'm working in the area for a while.
so he's not a nurse.
No, I'm like, how did you get past the robot on the website? But so we might. We're running background checks and everything on him, because I guess we can do that. And
Yeah.
we want to know who's snoring in our yard. So
Is he good with cats?
Is what?
Is he good with cats? Is that on the application that you have out there?
No, we haven't told him anything about that. He said, I just want a quiet place to sleep. I'm like, well, we've got kids, right?
And I live stream all day.
So we'll have to work out some of the details to see if he wants to still go forward with it. But he's like, I just want a quiet place where I can crash at night and be good. It's like, maybe this is it. We'll see.
Do you ask him why he's going to be there for 90 days? It's a contractor. Like, hey, what project you working on? What's coming to my town that I'm not aware of?
He told my wife. She's the one that's working through it. So I think it all checks out.
The boss knows.
And it's actually two people. It's a two-man crew coming in.
Oh, we did the same at my father-in-law's house, and I'm sitting here learning a life lesson because we didn't rent it to them. We just said, "Yeah, you guys can stay here," and we set up some beds in a room for them.
And
And
now
now
you
I
have
think
waters.
we just lost out. Yeah, we just lost out on some savings of some work because wait a minute, you're here for a month and you invoiced us this, but you didn't have to pay for hotel, this, and I see there's a travel fund on our invoice. Dang it. That's a whiff on the Weather
Ouch.
Watch household,
Yeah,
big time. All
ouch.
right, lesson learned.
Cool,
So
but Airbnb
Airbnb's done,
done. We are ready for the next project.
which is
We're,
in the house.
yeah, well, yes, one of the most important bedroom, not bedrooms, but one of the most important rooms in the house.
Who sleeps in the room you're said to talk about? The
Well,
cat soon.
people spend a lot of time there. We actually have to remodel our bathrooms, and I said bathrooms because we have two bathrooms. This is an old house. We have two bathrooms, and we found problems with the subfloor in both. We've got like a pipe that's been like very slowly leaking underneath that's caused problems.
That's ideal. That just means decades of wreckage.
And they're over each other. So we've got
Oh,
like because that's how they did it in the old days. They just built. It's easier to put the plumbing in one spot, and so the upstairs bathroom is directly over the downstairs bathroom. So we have to tear out the floor and ceiling of one bathroom, which will make basically like a skylight to the upstairs bathroom. If we do the upstairs one first,
you'll have a great view of the full moon.
yes, I'm telling you. So we've got to do, I can't do both of them at the same time, but
Right.
we have to basically rip them out, possibly redo some of the flooring, like major structural stuff under the house. It's terrible. It's going to cost a fortune because in North Carolina, contractors are worth their weight in gold if you can find one that works, and you just have to pay whatever they charge.
Well, you're
And
gonna have one next door pretty soon.
while you're sleeping, how'd you like the $5 discount? $5. But remodeling the bathroom, I'm actually sort of excited because of what you can do on the remodel. You can make it so much better than what it is. So we're like our downstairs bathroom. It's currently the size of a small shoebox. If you only
Okay.
had one shoe in the shoebox, tiny. It's so small that we literally had to special order a sink that is about 8 inches deep because you can't fit past the sink to get in the bathroom if it were a full size sink. It's a tiny, tiny little closet. And so we're actually going to take you can't see it, but I'm pointing right now off camera right there.
Okay.
There's a closet in my studio that I don't use. And we're going to take that, we're going to seal off the closet because I don't need the closet. And we're going to knock out the wall and push the bathroom and make it a huge bathroom because this is like
Okay.
a walk-in closet. And we're going to do all that. And speaking of remodeling bathrooms, you're asking, why are we talking about bathrooms forever?
Yeah.
We're actually going somewhere. In the news,
Insert segue here.
make the connection. In the news, we have a story about bathrooms specifically, and we've talked about Bucky's bathrooms, which are spacious and I mean enormous, which is
And
cute.
clean, the cleanest of all clean.
Well, this company in Kentucky says that theirs are the cleanest, but they actually have something that Bucky's does not have. They have a big red button. I don't know about you, when I walk in a bathroom I haven't been in before, and there's a button on the wall that says "Don't push this," I don't push the button because I have no idea what's going to happen. But here they actually want you to push the button. When you push the button, a disco light on the ceiling like lights up with lasers and music, and it's like it's a full disco party in the potty.
I
When you
love
push
it.
the button. I'm not sure if like the dancing girls come in and celebrate your big win or whatever your accomplishments. I don't know, but and the songs they're singing, I had the time of my life. But they seriously, these little gas stations, they have become such a thing that people are traveling just to go to the potty there. And then I guess they have such a great experience there. They come out and they buy all the overpriced stuff out in the gas station as well. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Brilliant.
The store is called, let's see if I can remember the name here. Hop Shops. Hop Shops. HOP Shops. Hopper
Oh,
the Frog. It's a straight knockoff of Bucky. I'm telling you.
I just thought of something.
What?
I really, really hope these disco lights that come out and start playing do not include black light in a public bathroom.
Well, they say they're the cleanest the cleanest bathrooms anywhere. So maybe
Put
they
it to
do have a
the
black
test.
light that turns on that's just like, "Hey, and you missed a spot."
Oh, no, no. I heard, I see here too, there's a quote from we had a 6-year-old woman who came out of the restroom and told me it was the best day of her life. Now, that's a cool bathroom, but I wanna know why that made it the best day of her life.
This is my wife.
Oh,
Um, Holy cow, I had no idea we were remodeling a bathroom. I just thought we were cleaning it up. No, it's my week to clean the bathrooms, apparently we're remodeling.
welcome back to episode 65, where you learn things about your household on the live stream.
I tell you, I am so nervous about demolishing the bathroom and tearing into this because it was built in 1915. So first of all, we're going to have bare wire and on glass insulators in the wall. I know that the power that is running my studio right now is not grounded, and it's literally bare wire on
Oh,
glass insulators. It's probably
lovely.
not up to code. Should probably do something about that, but we'll fix the bathroom one room at a time. But also, like the wall, it has one of those like drop-in mirrors on the wall,
Mhm.
and the mirror has these slots in the back, which is where you're supposed to stick all your used razor blades. It just drops them into the wall because no one's ever going to use that. Well, now we have to go in there, and there's going to be like
Oh, lovely.
a century's worth of used razor blades and whatever else they threw back there. I'm hoping it was like gold bars, but
Super.
they
Yeah,
so
sure.
use a little bit jewelry or something. But anyway, so I've got my fingers crossed that whatever we find in the walls pays for how much it's going to cost to tear the walls out and rebuild new ones.
I know copper's up there, but I don't think aluminum really is, but we'll see. Hopefully there
No
is.
disc wall, no, on the rebuild. We're not doing the sound system. No, we might do some better soundproofing. That's always a win in the bathroom to sort of isolate that noise wise. But
Or like an old school hotel, especially some of the ones in Vegas. There's a landline phone right there next to the next to the John on the wall.
you got to phone a friend. It's like,
Did you ever stay
hey,
in a hotel that had those?
not in the bathroom.
Really? You never have?
No, I went to a hotel in Vegas and it had all sorts of pictures and stuff along the urinals. I guess that was interesting.
That
I'm
is
not watching like naughty stuff at all. It was just
in your hotel bathroom?
no, it was the casino bathroom.
No, hotel bathroom, hotel room. You go in and right next to the John, there's a landline phone mounted right there on the wall in case someone's dialing your room and you can just answer it since you can't get up in time. I can't
Who
believe you've never seen that.
who calls somebody's hotel room? Honestly, who?
Not anymore, but back then they did. I stayed in plenty.
And you had people call you at your hotel room. You're like, hey,
No, no one called me, but
Hotel 6, room 8, floor 2. Just call the front desk. They'll patch you right through. nobody, nobody calls. You go on vacation. You go to a hotel so you don't have to talk to anybody.
no, I agree. I don't invite anyone to call me, and no one ever did. I'm just saying they made it accessible in case people needed to have calls. There's a landline phone mounted right there on the wall next to I'll call it a toilet because people make fun of me for calling it a John, but that's, that's what it is. Heated seats not bad, but more
I will
important,
say that
heated
they might be
floor.
on something, but they were early. Now nobody can go to the bathroom without their mobile phone.
I don't. Did
But
you just admit something?
yes,
Just
back in the day, it used to be you had like a Reader's Digest or something on the back of the commode, and that was like the material to peruse while everything was going on. And now it's your Facebook feed.
I'm not
Chat back me up on this. I swear. If you
No,
guys
I'm not.
if you guys hang me out to dry here,
No.
I will.
I will not stream tomorrow if you guys don't back me up.
And this is where the channel ended. The 735th video. It was. I'm telling you.
No, I believe it.
Our toilet paper holder. Our toilet paper holder
Is a
has a
shelf.
little tray on top for your cell phone.
No, if it was by now, it would be a wireless charger that you just set it on. Oh, we need to get on that. It's
Hey,
too late.
look at chat. Look at that. Look at chat. What I mean, scoreboard. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not saying you're wrong and it doesn't happen. I was just saying I don't do it, but it's okay. You did. Oh, No, we've got to no. Yep,
We're divided.
That's terrible. We've got all right. Takes the
It's all right.
burner
Well,
phone.
I don't mind half of you are wrong. I don't mind. I don't feel bad at all that half of you don't know. Yeah, so there are a few people saying heated toilet seat. We're in North Carolina. If anything, I would do a cooled one. Here, we're not too worried about the cold. Today is a possibility. I'm actually open to that. I might. Here's my. I don't know how to shop for a bidet. I mean, do you like go on YouTube and like watch demo videos? I mean, it like opens up a whole can of worms that I'm not sure. I'm scared to even read the reviews. It's like, well, I give it 2.5 stars because I'm like, that's enough information. I don't want to know. Don't go there.
Yeah.
I just want the good one, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know where you start with that. Good news for you. Mrs. Arike banned you from doing any shopping, so that's on her, not you. So you get a pass. She's got to do the reviews and watch the YouTube videos and all that. I've heard great things. I'm going to out my brother. He ended up installing one in his new house, and he said it's the best thing he ever did. So
6 Bus gives the it's 2,500 psi, 1.5 gallon per minute minimum. Oh wait, that's a pressure washer. Same difference, right?
I was just going to say, oh my gosh, that sounds like a small power washer to me. I've washed cars with
Like
something
a
like
big
that.
one. That's
No, 1.5 gallons per minute.
3,500.
Mine's 2.5 gallons per minute and 3,200 psi.
That you can strip paint with that,
100%.
which is, I guess if you want to make comparisons.
And with 6 volts recommendation, you could strip. Never mind.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
I apologize for that previous segment.
So
let's do this on this day in history. This day in history. It's smooth segue here. In 1887, a guy by the name of Harvey Wilcox, who waltzes into the Los Angeles County Recorder's office and plops down his little application to name a portion, an area, 160 acres, right?
Okay.
And this guy has a vision for the future, and he says, I want this area to be a location where the community can grow up. It'll be free of alcohol and all those other harmful vices that we don't like. This is going to be just a little utopia right here. But he didn't go with the word utopia. Instead, he chose the word Hollywood.
Oxymoron.
And in 1910, Hollywood was sort of incorporated into Los Angeles, and it sort of became the name familiar with the movie industry, which is full of people who are free of alcohol and all those other vices. That the founder was
no vices in Hollywood. Wow. So that's today. Hollywood was born today, or applied for.
Yeah, that's when they put the stamp down and paid the 30 cents or whatever it was to incorporate Hollywood, 160 acres.
I'll be damned. That makes me want to Google the Harvey Wilcox Trust and see what's going on with that.
Pulling over in his grave right now. That was not what I had in mind.
Yeah, not at all. As Wayne says, yeah, irony.
Yeah, LA. Yeah, hold my beer.
hold my vices. Oh wow!
All right, now we're safely away from the toilet humor now, so we can move on with everything else.
Well, the poor guy's idea went down the toilet. Oh, wait a second! I've got Weather Watch. You're in timeout for the bad word online. What did I say? I didn't.
You said a Bible word.
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch myself saying it.
Starts with D and it rhymes with damn. Oh, it is damn.
Oh, that just goes with my fish tank.
Yes.
Different spelling.
No, it's all good.
Top three.
Top three?
Which is not a top three.
Top three has changed.
Top three has changed this week, as we do every week, change things. Otherwise, it would be boring top three.
Before you reveal what the new one is, everyone get to your keyboard. We need some feedback on this.
Yes.
Like, as opposed to the previous stories, we can move on from that one. No more feedback.
Yes.
We don't want anything else bubbling up on that one at all. So this new one is get your thinking cap on.
Get your thinking cap on. And now that we've already forgotten, I need to announce it now. we're gonna do a little contest in tonight's show.
Do that earlier.
So now I gotta change the rules a little bit.
This big asterisk at the top. Before you do anything else, announce. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead with that part.
So it was gonna be for all stories. So we're gonna do a little contest, and you're not gonna get a lot of information.
It's a cryptic contest.
It is very much so. So it's not involved in this next top 3 segment. It's amongst our final 2 stories. When we go through our final 2 stories, we are looking for a very subtle uh,
Something.
something in chat that will come from one of the 2 stories that we're going to go through. And whoever,
Basically, we're asking someone to be telepathic and think of the obscure thing we're thinking of.
yes, and the first person in chat, if it happens, that does it, it's sorry, it's not the greatest prize in the world, but I will ship you a Weather Watch T-shirt from my store.
That is the greatest prize in the world. I've got one, and it's awesome.
I like mine too, not biased. I like the shirt itself, actually, no matter what logo. So, um,
Matter of
again,
fact,
very, very cryptic. We're not giving any more detail, but the first person that
I'm going to
posts
go ahead and put the
that
logo
subtle
up on
thing in
the
chat.
screen right now.
Oh, there it is.
We like it that much.
So we meant to do that at the beginning of the show, so to cover all 4, but now we've changed it down to the final
They call it
2.
a tease because it's out there at the beginning and it holds the audience. If
That's
you
right.
wait till the end, it sort of defeats the purpose.
This is true. So, again, it has nothing to do with our little top 3 segment that's coming up. It's just in
But you
regard to
can
our
practice
final
now.
2 stories.
Practice. Basically, we want responses. We want you to engage with the story,
Yes.
and we'll be watching carefully.
And if it doesn't happen, we'll carry it over and we'll do something next week, and we'll remember to talk about it as the show begins.
We're
But
reading the podcast, Tease First podcast.
yeah. But moving along. So top 3 we do every week. We switch it up. Sometimes it's a goofy game. It's a top 3 this. Last week was pet peeves. This is a top 2-2. And what that means is we're each going to discuss and chat. You guys are going to have a heyday with this. You're going to be so interactive. The first part is each of us have a top 2 absolutely no goes, non kosher behavior in the grocery store. Just not allowed. Drives you nuts. There's probably 10 everyone's got. Someone just said, does my clock say 4:20? But it doesn't. It's in the mirror. It actually says it
It's
says
420 somewhere, apparently.
it says 7:40 for my view. But someone zooming in. Chat is so smart.
Hey, let me show you something. My cat's back in the window.
Oh, pickles. Key. Oh, I love it. Kitty cam. It's working.
I've got to focus.
Is he looking in the window?
No, he's looking out. Need someone to tap on the window. My kids are going to jump up and you're going to have like a kid's face. He likes to sit there. I just saw he jump there on my screen. So
How deep is that ledge that he's?
it's like 2 inches.
Oh, typical cat. Oh, most comfortable place in the world, out of the cat house and everything else. Sleep on this one.
He's my guard cat. You're right. Thanks, Bugger. So you said this podcast part, this contest, or not contest, but this segment is the no-goes in the grocery store.
Yeah,
I sort of expanded a little bit. I didn't read very well. First, this is my apology for having an answer that doesn't fit the question.
I don't know why I do this.
Rules? What are rules? I mean, between friends. There's something that really bugs me that is like I just am not okay with that. And I put that in there. And so if I can go first, then you can steer it back the direction you'd like the segment to go. The wobbly wheel on a cart is not okay with me because I drive the cart at the speed God intended them to be pushed at, which is quick. Okay, it requires cornering skills. I mean, you've got to plan ahead if you're going to make a turn, and so that wobbly wheel really causes problems for me. So a wobbly wheel is out. Squeaky wheel's fine, but wobbly is no good. I mean, squeaky wheel actually probably helps because it sort of like alerts people that there's a cart coming fast. So that's gonna be my number one.
I learned a trick last week from a stranger when grabbing a cart that I had never thought about. So the Walmart closest to my house, they've got a few new carts sprinkled in. And on the front of the cart, the new ones have their little advertising sign. So I will naturally try to find that one and grab it because I just know it's newer. I grabbed one and it was not in great shape. So I went to put it back, and there's this cart connoisseur. He's standing there and he pulls out a
Paid
cart and
position, or
huh?
is this a paid position? Is it an employee? A cart?
No, this is just people of Walmart. And he pulls out a cart, and you know the little plastic bumpers on the front two edges of the cart?
Mhm.
He said he pulls out one and goes, "You have to look for the least amount of damage and blemishes on these bumpers to know you've got a good cart." And he slides it to me because it looked fairly fresh, and it was a great cart.
And it just tracks straight. It just
Yep.
went all the way to you.
So now this was last week, and I've been to the store about another 5 times since. I go in and I look for the cleanest little bumpers on what carts are available. I grab that one, and I've been lucky so far.
In front of the Walmart.
This is something that this is something that you need to pass on.
I just did to
But
40302 200 190. No.
not in person. It's not in person. I think as you know, nature has bestowed upon you this great knowledge. It's your job to pay it forward every
Is
time you
that
go to Walmart, and let somebody else know, and send them a cart. Show them the way of the carts. This is
So
the
I
way.
so I actually do. If I pull out a good cart and I see like a mom or like a lady walking in right behind me, and she makes the veer towards the cart section, and I know I've got one, I just extend it out and I say, "Here you go." So I already kind of do that.
You're a better man than I am. I'm
So
like, no, I can cart. I swear this is the only one in the store, and I'm taking it. So help me. I can't reach top speed with any of the other carts.
I think that's why I was blessed with this guy's wisdom, why it got shared upon me, because I've been giving away other carts to people. And then finally, the secret has been shared. So now I'm in a dilemma and a pickle. Am I going to be stuck all there, pulling out all the good carts and handing them away and not being able to go shop? Or am I going
You know what's funny? This might actually work against you a little bit, but I found that pushing carts really fast in the grocery store, causes lots of dings and blemishes on the front too. Vendors.
I skip all of Scott's carts that have come in.
I'm sorry if I ruined it for you.
It's over. All right, I got to get into my one. I haven't even started.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
One of my biggest ones is you don't put a product back on a shelf that you don't want. That's not from the section you got it from. I can't stand when I'm looking up at the pickles and there's a bag of rice-a-roni just squeezed in between a couple jars. Guilty? I don't know. Half the chat's guilty. But you just can't. You don't do it. You can take it in your cart to the register and you can tell them, "Hey, I don't need this anymore," and they will put it in their bin, which goes in another bin, which goes to an employee, which goes back. You don't just stuff it.
That's a social papa, because you're dumping your problem on someone else.
And
And I
people,
realize you're doing the same thing in the store because they have to reshelve it and find it and then put it back where it goes. But at least this way, there's not like direct eye contact when it happens. This was on my list of admitted guilts. Is that if I find something and I put it in my cart, I'm like, oh yeah, gonna get me some nacho cheese with these chips, and then I'm going down another aisle. I'm like, whoa, there's Tostitos cheese instead. That is better than the no-name brand they were trying to sell me on the other aisle. Let's just swap those two, and I've upgraded, and now we're good to go, and we just move on.
that's why you always get the broken cart. That's why you get the broken
Karma comes back and bites me.
Or on a similar note, it might not be a product that doesn't belong there, but it's a used expired drink they're done with, they put back, or a piece of food they're done with and they throw back. Oh, yes.
No. Is my mic garbled? Did it sound weird?
Oh no. Oh, I thought Mrs. Ari was about to tune in on this one.
She might. She won't use that mic.
I know she's
That one doesn't sound very good. I've used it for way too long.
So that's my number one.
Okay.
It's close with my second, but
I'm gonna have to come up with a new admitted guilt.
No, you got to do the two that you don't like.
Okay,
You don't like the bad wheel.
the other one. I'd say I'd go with the big one, the try before you buy. Uh, you can't you
Yeah.
can't test the merchandise in a grocery store. Well, sometimes I mean, like with a melon, I'm okay with that. You can pick up a melon, do like a little knock, knock, knock.
Oh, I thought you meant you cut it
That's
open and try
okay.
hell.
But no, but like the bite of the apple, mm-mm,
No.
no go. I'm so against this. I'm so against this that even if you're definitely 100%, I swear on my mother-in-law's life, that you're going to buy it, that you can't eat it like on the way out. You can't be like, well, I'm going to eat these chips. I'm just going to eat them now because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
It's like until you've exited the door and safely made it to your car, they belong to the grocery store. Even if you paid for them, you might have a receipt in hand. I'm like, I still cannot open anything in this cart. It's just not right.
That I'm with you on that one for sure. I had a friend. Now it was totally kosher, but it was awkward. We were roommates at the time, and we would go over to the little deli counter, and he would always get the little tub of fresh popcorn chicken,
Mm. Okay.
and he would open it, and then he would just eat it while we got stuff for our apartment.
Don't they
And
sell it by the pound?
yeah, I don't remember. He got a big cup. I mean, it was like a 32-ounce cup,
I'm gonna
and
say, does it get cheaper as he eats? Or
no, because they put the sticker on the cup, like, when they give it to you. So, when we got to the the register to check out with all of our groceries for the apartment, he would put the empty cup of popcorn chicken, he had eaten it all, right there on the little, conveyor, and she would scan it, and then she'd go, "Do you want this?" Because it's empty. So, and then she would throw it away. So he paid for it, but it was awkward with him eating it in the store because people are going, "Is he going to stuff that in one of the little community trash cans in the store?"
you might
before he ends
you
up
might as
eating
well walk down the wine aisle at Walmart in a trench coat,
it?
because that's how it looks to everybody else who's in the store.
Like the last story we had, the lady in Walmart in a little cart. She was drinking Walmart out of the Pringles can, or drinking wine out of the Pringles can at Walmart.
Kevin, when was the last time you shopped with a toddler?
Oh, yeah, they put stuff everywhere.
It's when you look back from your cart and you see a fresh Snickers wrapper on the ground, you're like, "What? Where did that come from?"
Like, oh, there it is. My number 2 would be, people on cell phones, and I get nowadays too, a lot of people I do it myself. My grocery list goes on my notes in my cell phone, and they have apps for grocery list on phones now and all that, so I get it. But if you're gonna stop for any amount of time and check your phone, don't stop in front of product. Go to an end cap, go somewhere else, get out of the aisle, get out of the way. If you're gonna pull out your phone, you're gonna park for a couple of minutes and be on the phone. Move.
My wife can tell you that I cannot successfully shop for anything, even if it's just one item, without calling her from the store. If I go by myself, without calling her from the store to see if there was something else I was forgetting and to make sure I was getting the right size, the right flavor, anything else. I'm one of those who stops wherever I am in the store and pulls out the phone. So now you dinged me 2 for 2 on this.
I hope we make it to season 3.
This could be a rough year.
This is bumpy. Oh, so we've gone our twos that we don't like.
Let me do one more that I don't like, and,
Okay.
maybe you can relate to this one. This might be on the same page.
The way it's going, I don't think so, but we'll see.
People that leave the shopping cart just in the middle of the parking lot.
That's why there's an entire YouTube channel dedicated to it. Matthew
Yes,
Harris's favorite channel, Cart Narcs. Yes.
Because I'm against it for other reasons. I'm against it because if I have to get one of those carts, say like the store is busy and all the carts are in the parking lot, because that happens sometimes,
Yep.
especially if you go to like Sam's Club, you end up picking a cart up on the uneven asphalt of the parking lot.
Yes.
The pavement is not smooth, and so you can't properly test the cart to see if the wheels are wobbly. You might think you have a good one, but you're not on a smooth surface, and so you're under the impression that you made a good choice. You get halfway to the store, you make it through the doors, the big whoosh of wind as you go through the entry, and now at that point, you can't go back and just get another cart. Well, you should, but you're stuck being that guy with the broken cart for the rest of the shopping trip. So cart narcs. I can't say this. Can you say this one for me?
So Cachette said there is a YouTube channel. There is, and it's Cart Narcs. It's Matthew Harris Law, his favorite channel in the world. He even has a video on them. He interviewed them.
He did a collab with them, I think.
He did. He collabed, and it is dedicated to people that leave the carts out. They don't put them in the return, and they expose them. They put a sticker on their car. It's hilarious. But I'm going to piggyback on yours. What
Go
you're
ahead.
saying. I will be walking out of the store just past the receipt checker, and someone in front of me will have a cart with like 2 bags in it. And when they hit you know how there's 2 set of exit doors in the foyer there in the store, they will grab their 2 bags and just leave their cart sitting in that weird little section and not
When
put it back over there. They just leave it sitting. And I'm like, oh, that one grinds my gears too.
that's the equivalent of giving everyone in the store the finger.
Yeah.
It's like right to their faces. You're going around just, hey, everybody.
Yeah. They just toss their cart into purgatory and just walk off, and it just sits.
Just for the record, I was doing this.
Yeah.
Everyone think I was just waving the bird.
Photoshop's a beautiful thing. So
Don't.
Shifting into the dash 2 of this, now we're past what angers us. These are now 2 admissions of guilt that we do in the stores. Now, these don't necessarily have to be bad things that people would look on and frown. Just these are really just 2 quirks, or if you want to admit guilt, like you have about missed product placement, you can, but they don't have to be.
Hang on one second. Crazy Cat Queen says, my husband will ride the cart through the parking lot to return it. I am all about if the store didn't want you to ride, especially like the motorized carts, they wouldn't have them, right?
No, that's not the rule. No.
Us, okay. And if you find a motorized cart out in the parking lot, it is your duty, your social duty, to drive it back to the store. Now, my wife, Mrs. Ari, she is not a fan. I think she thinks it's a social faux pas to be sitting in one. But I was like, anytime, I mean, if I've got like I've got a little headache or something, I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling well, better get the motorized cart. And she's like, no, those are for people who can't. I'm like, they got 7. Okay. I'm just taking one.
But there's 200 people in the store.
From somebody who's like on crutches, like, that was my cart. That's the only way I can shop for my food. I'm not doing that. I would definitely give up a cart for that. But racing those carts, perfectly acceptable. Anytime faking an injury, that's all right. I'm good with that as well. It's like, I've got a sliver on my finger. I need the motorized cart. And yes, race them in the parking lot. I'm a big fan of that.
We live in different towns. Kathy, amen to this one. Pull too many plastic bags for the produce section. You just leave them sitting in the cart. I hate that too, because it just feels there. It's a fresh bag sitting there, but when I get it, I don't know where that bag's been, who touched it, where it went. But on to the 2. So wait.
People who break up bunches of bananas to get just the amount they want.
Yeah, but we've talked about this, and you haven't seen it. You said, I got to find the picture. Our store has the pick me, I'm single. They take all the single bananas that have been broken off, put it in a little bucket. It's like 50 cents or something. It's so cheap for the one single banana. And it's cute. Pick me, I'm single. How cool is that?
Yeah, no. It's bad. It's the worst. It's the dregs of society. That's what it is.
You know, I guess I have to go with, I don't like why the poor things became single. I like the store's response to helping out the single community of those bananas.
I'll tell you why I'm against it. And it's not that I want people to buy more bananas than they need. It's the bananas are so tender. You don't realize this. You think the bananas are just the most durable thing because they got this big, thick peel, but they just need just one bump. And you just like wrenching them apart and separating them. For the next person that gets the banana, it looks good at first, but then like day 2, he gets it home and it's like just mush because somebody the day before had separated it. That's why. And I'm the guy who gets the mushy banana. That's why I'm upset.
I have a solution for this, and I've been following it my entire life.
Don't buy bananas.
Don't eat bananas. Just don't do it because they're terrible. The texture is awful. It's disgusting. Don't.
My wife's solution is to make banana bread, and that is delicious. So I should not complain because if I get squishy bananas, we end up having delicious bread.
And you don't even know the squishy banana went into it, just like you don't even know the few dishes she puts chopped onions in still to date, and you still eat them and love them. So
mushrooms.
Mushrooms, that's right.
Okay, so on to the good things. I'm sorry, we need to stop complaining and on.
We're halfway through the show, and we're an hour deep, so we need to boogie on. So on to the admitted things. Again, these don't have to be wrong. They're just things that you do in the grocery store. So one of the things I do,
me chocolate and said, "You're grouchy. Eat this."
She just called you hangry. That's hilarious. It's been a long day. I know I'm not alone in this one, but you're going to a section and aisle where you need food, and there's someone or a couple or a group. They're trying to decide in that same little area of what you already need. You just grab it, and they're kind of delaying. I will kind of pretend to be looking for a product a few feet over, and I can't make up my mind until they finally leave. I can't go, excuse me, and butt in and just interject my hand right between the people or scoot them over. I just kind of delay and I sit over there and I wait. That's one little quirk I have in the store. I can't like ask someone to scoot over real quick so I can grab it. I just can't. It's weird. Well, it's not that weird because I've got, all right, Ashley says same. Crazy Cat Queen. I do that too. Yes, I love it. Krista says, oh, no, family union is aisle 5. Yeah, Bug Dugger, exactly. Krista, I lost your comment. It said, nope, you're not waiting. Just getting in there.
I was told, Donna told me I had to read the message off the candy wrapper, the Dove candy. So I wadded up into the tiniest ball I could, and I'm now unpeeling the tinfoil, trying not to rip it.
And then Lady and Grace says, nope, I interrupt all the time. Red pen.
I'm an interrupter, but more, I use my cart to like just bump them. I nudge them gently. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you standing right there? You know, I'd be like, oops, I didn't see you there. Can you just move over? It's really hard to get around you with you just taking up the whole aisle like that. It's not like passive aggressive. I just like it at a little bump. It's not like I ram them. I slow down before I get to them. First of all, I don't.
There's
do
a
it.
pattern with you in this shopping cart for tonight's episode.
Okay.
And I get it. Lewis Cox, I don't use my cart as a weapon. That's perfect. Donna Adams, I do say, excuse me. I think that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying don't. That would be normal. Pardon me. Can I get in here and grab something? I just get awkward about it. And so I stall and I delay and I just wait. I don't know. It's a weird one. Are you, is that wrapper giving you fits over there?
Yes, it is. I can't, and my eyesight, between my eyesight and the wrinkled tinfoil. Donna, I will not give up. This wrapper will not beat me. I'm going to find out what it said. It kills me, which it might. Okay, it's a Dove chocolate wrapper, and it's smooth it out. I'll dive in to read it. Hold on. What does this say? Something like you were reading. You were beautiful. You were, I don't know. If you are reading this, you are beautiful and worth it. That's what it says. At least that's what my kid says. It says it's all wrinkled and I can barely see it. Okay, so you're a very polite shopper, and you would rather wait and let someone move out of the way before you.
Or timid. You say polite, I say more timid. I don't know.
I have zero qualms with taking all of an item off the shelf. Realize okay. We have a big family. I have no problem whatsoever. It's like, hey, macaroni and cheese is on sale. Cool, we'll take it. I have no problems with getting all the macaroni and cheese. And it's like, do we need a second cart? Yeah, probably. You know, or it'll fit. I'm okay with that. Now, I sometimes shop at Aldi, and if you ever been to an Aldi has basically everything you need, but they only have like 3 of them. And so when we go through Aldi, we're like, we'll take all the milk and we'll take all the eggs and we'll take all the potatoes. You get to the end of the aisle, like everyone else is pushing one of those little quarter carts that has like enough room for a gallon of eggs and 2 bananas and a loaf of bread. And we've got their big carts. We've got like 3 in a row, like daisy chains to each other. And we just got everything.
Like a Wells Fargo wagon.
As we go by. And then we pay with cash. So even the store doesn't know who we are. We don't want to leave a trail. You swipe your card.
No, babe. You must follow true crime.
I've learned my lesson. Yeah, so I have no problem. This is my guilty pleasure. I if I find something I want and I know I'm going to use, we don't waste food much at all. My kids make sure of that, but we'll take it all.
I have no qualms with that, especially outside of Aldi. But if it's a big box store, there's more in the back, unless it's TP, eggs, or bread, and you have weather coming. Then there's none coming, and then everyone's taking it all, so it's fair game.
Yeah. What other people do when there's going to be snowstorm in the south? That's how we shop normally. whatever it is we're buying is like that's how our cart looks. We shop once a week, right? And one week it's what we call a small week, and it's like eggs, milk, and bread. That's it. 8 gallons of milk, just the usual. And then we have the big week, and the big week is when we get like the 15 pounds of cheese and the everything else that we're going to use for the next 2 weeks.
We always get back to food. I don't know why I picked the segment.
Welcome. I'm sorry as well. AOL has best coming here. Look at this. Recover life. I'm shooting 50 buffalo for the 3 of us in our wagon.
100%. That's great. Oh, that's a good one.
What's your guilty pleasure?
I'll go my number 2. This is a weird one. So I know you hate it, but I love my self-checkout.
Okay.
I love myself. They have the small ones for those that have just the little bags, and then they've got the one where you can park your buggy and take your time and get it going. And I go frequently to our store because working from home, I only shop for a few days at a time to make sure I continue to get out of the house. I have to. So I won't shop for a week at a time. So I've gotten to know the ones that monitor self-checkout. Shout out Alita if you're happen to be watching. She's awesome. But but if I go, sometimes I'll go on Saturday or Sunday morning to get a little bit extra for the weekend because I'll make a few extra meals and we might barbecue with neighbors or something of that nature. I will be arriving to self-checkout and I will look over and I will see, again, I go to the store a lot, so I kind of know a lot of the people. I will see the one checker that they've assigned for shift in the morning. That is like, well, everyone's going through self-checkout. I will go over there and say, "Hey, can I keep you company for a few minutes? Do you want to do you want to check out my groceries? We'll do the thing. Come on." And so they laugh like, "No, I'm getting paid to stand here. Go away." But I think I'm like hanging out with them and doing them a service, and I'll help bag my own stuff because I don't know. It's a weird qualm I have. I'm like, they have to hate standing here. Their day goes so slow when it's like that. So I'm like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I don't know. It's a weird thing I have. If they're just standing there alone, looking bored, I'll go there instead of my self-checkout. I'm weird.
I love self-checkout at Circle K. I hate it at Walmart.
Why do you hate it at Walmart?
Well, first you have to know why I love it at Circle K. Because Circle K doesn't do the little scanner beep beep beep. They have the self-checkout, but you just grab an armload of everything and you just dump it in the square.
And that just
and it just knows. I don't know how it knows. Nobody knows how it knows, but it just knows everything that's on there. You can hide stuff in there. You can be like build a little fort and hide the candy bar inside. It knows the candy bar's there, and you just done.
I've been amazed by that too. Yeah,
I love that. It's probably like some radioactive transmitter and everything that's going to kill us or something. But that is fun. But when you go to Walmart, it's I just get a little bit angry inside every time. It's like, and now, first you gave me the wobbly cart, and now I have to do your job. And here I am checking out my own groceries. And then you have the audacity to stand at the door and check my receipt on the way out to make sure I did your job correctly.
This is all right. He needs another piece of chocolate.
No, I'm good. I'm going to leave it right there so I don't get spun up and get my heart rate going.
Oh, Red Pen says, I've never seen that kind of self-checkout. Yeah, it's true. We don't have Circle K here, but we have 7-Eleven and Valero. And yeah, it's weird. It's this little, what would you say, like a 3x2 square tray that you set your product on, and there's like a little camera above it and a screen, and it just knows exactly what it is you're trying to buy, and you can just swipe your card right there, and off you go. It's wild. It's really neat.
I have the same dilemma. Someone, I think Cash App was saying that she feels like she's like on America's Most Wanted. Or no, Dodie was saying you feel like you're on America's Most Wanted doing checkout. I also am scared to death that I'll miss something. Okay, because I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh yeah, you're trying to steal that gallon of milk, aren't you? Because it's not on your list. It's like, no, I clicked 7 times instead of 8 when I was clicking the clicker. So
That's true.
But if I was not afraid of getting caught with something that had not, I would say, okay, you want to play this game? Let's see what I can get away with. because I've been on the other side of it. I've been at Sam's Club where you get to the checkout. If you don't do your own checkout as you go, you get to the checkout and they're like, "Hey, please let go of the cart, sir. We do it from here." And they take your cart and they put stuff on. They shuffle everything around and put the hot stuff mixed with the cold stuff, and they make a mess of everything. And they bring it, and then they give you the receipt. And do you want to use your points? And we always say no. And then we go. And I've done that. And they printed out the receipt that shows I was checked out by Becky. Okay, that's great. And I get there and they still check it, and Becky missed something. And I get looked at like I'm the bad guy. I'm like, no. I barely even touched the car. I just like nudged it over here from where Becky handled it. And I gave her all the money she asked for, and she wouldn't let me do anything. Why is this my fault now?
You hit it for Becky. Obvious.
That's on Becky. That's on Becky, says like, oh my goodness. I don't think I should be allowed to do pet peeves anymore. I don't think it's good for my health.
We're gonna jump right ahead to the last story of the day because I think it's somewhat fitting of the evening. So it's the pet peeves. We all get a little heated. You need someone to talk to. You need a release. You need a little bit of chocolate. The most unlikely of therapist has come about, and it's everyone's favorite Sesame Street star, Elmo. Elmo takes a turn as therapist. So it all started. They made a post with Elmo, and let's see. I need to revisit this real quick. At first glance, it might look like a runoff of social media. Elmo posted. It was on 3 different social media platforms, and it was, "How's everybody doing?" Just like he does on his shows. You know, Elmo is the upbeat, what he likes, greeners, and well, he started getting responses of "I'm great, how are you?" and whoever's running the Elmo account, right? We'll just go with it's Elmo.
It was
Which
an
is like
intern at Sesame Street.
100%. So for one said, "Just on my way to buy some balsamic vinegar." And Elmo responded, "Elmo loves it. That's yummy." Well, then someone else said, "I'm doing good. I hope you are too." Elmo says, "Elmo loves you." And the other one goes, "Not well, Elmo. They done raised rent and everything. At this point, I'm coming to live with you on Sesame Street." And Elmo would love that. Hashtag neighbors. They got thousands and thousands and thousands of responses from Elmo, who started to give not full advice, but his remarks and comments back and replies were personalized to that person's comment. So it wasn't a robot, it wasn't AI, just well, it could have been AI actually, but wasn't just like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, I wish you the best." It was all personalized. And it took Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by storm. Elmo just took over. It was wild.
180 million views on that tweet.
There you go. Insane.
Free therapy, courtesy of Sesame Street.
Yes, absolutely. It was nuts. I couldn't believe I hadn't seen Sesame Street in a gazillion years, but just seeing Elmo back in the headlines of I had to click it and go, "What is this all about? And how did Elmo come back to surface?" So I actually don't know.
It went so long at the end of it, they had to be like, "Okay, Elmo's done now," because they had to stop. I'm not sure if the intern got like hired immediately on the spot because like, hey, that went viral. Look at all the attention, or like everybody just like, I've been answering therapy messages for the last week straight because of your tweet.
Krista, I love it. Elmo's too positive. I can get where that could run off. And then you've got Wayne. Elmo tickles me, but tickle me, Elmo. Remember when that was a big hit, the Christmas thing?
Oh, and people would fight over it.
Fighting over that. That was bonkers.
I'm not sure if it was that year, but there was a year that I was a freelance cameraman and I was gathering some video of Black Friday. And so I had a big shoulder mounted. It was a Canon XL2, I think it was, camera. So it's a nice for the time period. It was still a mini DV tape, but it was a shoulder mounted camera that looks like a big news camera, and I look really official. So I got access to all sorts of things I shouldn't have access to because I just thought it was official. And so I'm at a store. I think it was at a Target outside for a Black Friday, and I learned that people do things in front of a camera that they normally would not do.
Right.
And I'm like, I had to leave before the store opened because I was worried somebody was going to get seriously hurt. because I'd start filming people and they'd freak out and start fighting for things and just at the door jockeying for position. And I was seriously worried for their safety because I was filming it. I'm like, this is nuts. I haven't done Black Friday much at all since then. I'm like, I can't handle that stress.
Right.
I can't film it.
Oh, it's wild. It's funny how things can just blow up like that viral. Like if a snippet gets shown and it becomes a thing, and then it starts to happen. Just like this podcast. I mean, it's just exploded.
Speaking of the tweets, sort of, not quite exact. Speaking of the tweets, Mr. Beast, he did that tweet the other day where he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna post a video, my first video on Twitter," and he posted it and made like, what was it, $250,000 of revenue from the tweet he posted in 1 week from the video, and then he said, "Hey, that was really cool. I'm now, if you retweet this, I will. I'm going to pick 10 of you and give $25,000 to each of you. I'm just going to give away the money we earned from Twitter." That tweet became the most retweeted tweet on Twitter ever. The second tweet.
The second tweet of the first tweet.
Retweet this one for a chance to win $25,000. Boom, because they know he's good for it, and he did. He gave away, $250,000 in parcels to 10 different people.
I know he's not far from you. Have you ever ventured through his neighborhood or anything to see if there's any activity or see his compound or anything?
I have helped at his food pantry because he does a huge that big word.
Yes.
You say it?
Philanthropy.
He does that. Philanthropic, I think, is what I was going for. He has one of those, and they ask for help from the locals. And we bring youth groups over, and we go and we load up a whole bunch of boxes for food pantries and stuff. So I've helped there, but he's never there. I mean, it's the logo on the wall. I've signed the wall. I've signed the Mr. Beast wall. It's a big logo, and seen a lot of videos and stuff. But
that's fun.
That's seen the guy. The guy is, I mean, I think he exists because I've seen him in videos, but I never in my life have seen him. I've seen some cars that I think were his. But my kids have done a video with him. They were on like a Thanksgiving one where he gave away 10,000 turkeys and stuff like that. But
unpopular opinion.
Go for it.
I like what he does and how much he gives back, but I don't like when he is a guest on podcasts or other shows.
The guy's got a potty mouth and a half. He's
two different people. It's like, why do you do this front on your videos and then you go to be a guest somewhere, which is another video going on the same platform, and just completely be someone else? And I get it. A lot of us growing up have, like, we had filters and switches, right? We might talk a certain way with our friends, and when we get home, we flip that switch. We don't do it from mom and dad. But when you're in the public that big and you're putting on this persona of a type of person that you are and what you're doing, and then the next day you're a guest and you're just F this, that, and the other, I'm like, whoa, man. I mean, good for you, and you're doing it. I mean, you're the biggest YouTuber in the entire world, and you're making millions a month. So you're doing something right. But that's the only thing I watch, and I just scratch my head like, wonder what kind of person he really is. I don't really know.
He did buy up a whole neighborhood. Like, he bought all the houses, the entire neighborhood. So that when he hires people, he says, "I want you to come work for me. Come right now. I've got a house fully furnished. We'll put you up in the house until you can find a place to stay." And so, but his work ethic is through the roof. Okay. The guy works nonstop, and he burns through employees. I can't tell you how many people move to the area and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we work for Mr. Beast." I'm like, "Yep." You plan on being here long? Don't unpack that bag because he really demands a ton from them, and they're just nonstop. All his teams are just working.
His pace is so heavy. I couldn't work like that. I'm glad I don't. So
I'm glad
going live at 8:30 in the morning.
I'm glad I don't treat my mom like that.
We were on the same. So see you first thing in the morning. Yeah. Oh
no, it's good. Yeah, we I guess we've been on for a little while. Well, this is a long one. There it is. There's the music. I'm hearing it now.
We got hung up on the grocery store pet peeves, but they were a fun one. Chat was fun. And by the way, Scott, you got it. The game for tonight's show was when we discussed the Elmo story. It was who was going to throw the Elmo emoji in chat first.
I was watching.
Scott pegged it, found it, Greeners. So Greeners, I'll get with you and we'll get your information so that way I can get a Weather Watch shirt out to you. So congratulations. I want to do a few more of these. We'll do different type. Like Scott, you pegged it perfect. It's more encrypted type thing. So it's not so obvious where you're guessing the whole time. It's almost by chance. For example, Greeners had no idea posting that emoji was going to win the prize. So,
and I've got a contest coming up as well for the buttons. We've teased that for long enough. I need to just go ahead and pull the trigger.
You got to quit buying buttons.
No, they've got so many more buttons. Got like 6 dozen more buttons to add to the count. So we're going to do that. The contest is going to be obviously for an item of merchandise, probably a hoodie or something like that. But you're going to have to guess how many total buttons are on my entire setup. Everything that's plugged in or wireless or part of what we go live with it. So,
trying to find the infinity sign on my.
It's close. It's like infinity -3, I think, last time I counted. So we'll need whoever's got the closest number to be the winner. We'll start that probably with the next trial. I'm thinking it's hard to do that contest in this trial.
Sounds good.
Enough that we're already tracking the sorries. Right. So that makes it tough already.
So you're live 8:30 tomorrow morning?
8:15. 8:15. Court will be live at 8:30 for the trial. So.
8:15. Obviously, everyone that watches the podcast, watch the channel. But in case we have any first timers to the channel, 8:15 back here tomorrow morning for some true crime streaming throughout the day. Again, Thursday night, for all of you that have tuned in tonight, we had a great crowd, and chat yet again did not disappoint. The involvement, the ideas, the laughs, and the jokes. Thank you all so much for being here with us. And you know what they say, the way music always says goodbye. Adios.
Adios. I don't know how it ends. I'm just going to trust you on this one. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Thomas, it's been a pleasure.
Enjoy, Scott.
See you.
Bye, everybody.